Welcome to the righteous sphere. We separate the gray areas over here. We don't do the lying like those other places. No. We don't do no fucking lying over here. You're gonna get the truth.
Truth makes those who are guilty of having deceived the people feel uneasy because they know the truth uncovers a lie and destroys it. Again, there are those who have always feared that someone would come along that black folk would really listen to, that they didn't control. And that would mean possibly the unification of the masses of black people, and this, some fear, as a sign of the end of their power and authority over our lives.
All right, that was Khalid talk. I work very hard to control the environment I work in comedically. I only work where I want to work and who I want to work for. I want to work with. I don't work because that is a very precious place to me. I've been offered a gig, a couple of gigs, 3 or 4 gigs to work with Monique in LA, in Brooklyn, in Houston, and I turned them down because I didn't think it would work. So after talking to a lot of people, and one of the very people in this room about how things are different, 2 of the very people in this room, as a matter of fact, and how things are different, and look at how things are coming around, I decided it would be wrong for me not to give somebody a chance based on things that they'd never done to me. That would have been wrong to me. And when she talks, she goes on her diatribe and she talks about me having my feet under her table. That was at her invitation. I was doing a gig in Greenbelt, Maryland. She lived in Baltimore. She was having a fight party. It was, I think, Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. And sure enough, I came to her table at her invitation. It was a wonderful time. As a matter of fact, it was based on that interaction, along with talking to people, I decided that I would do these gigs. I decided I would do it. And now I know what Tyler Perry knows. I know what Lee Daniels knows. I know what Oprah knows. I know what Steve Harvey knows. I know what Charlamagne the God knows. I know what Netflix knows. Saying yes to Monique is an occupational hazard. Now, we're playing a gig in Detroit this weekend. I know I'm going on at 9:45. I leave the hotel. I get there around 9. Monique had just gotten there. She's supposed to be there at 8:40. She had just gotten there, gone at 8:40. She got there at 8:38. What Monique was trying to do was to slow walk the show. She didn't end up getting on for 30 minutes. The oldest trick in the world is, if I want to change the order and I don't have merit, I'll try to make people wait so long that everybody gets nervous and go, please just go on so we can avoid a conflict. That didn't happen. Monique got on stage. Monique actually felt like she had merit. She would have done one of 3 things. Either she would have took it up with the promoter, and she did, and the promoter said, we're going on, and whether you're going or not, that's a different thing. You would have not done it, but she knew she had to get on stage, or she would have been in breach of contract, or she would have come to talk to me. She didn't ever, and I emphatically emphasize this. She never once talked to me. I haven't seen Monique in years. I didn't see her at the venue before, after, or during. I haven't spoken or seen Monique. So if you really thought that you had a legitimate contract dispute, you would have come to me and said, hey, I have this contract and you have this contract. Notice not one thing on that contract, not one person she has on that contract, not one thing happened. Do you know why? Because it wasn't legitimate. And she goes on stage and she proceeds to eviscerate me. Not just me, but Steve Harvey, the sexual, my wife, my dog later on in subsequent conversation. Let me ask you something. What did any of that have to do with an alleged contract dispute? What did Steve Harvey have to do with your contract? What did I have to do with your contract? What did my dog have to do with your contract? What does my wife have to do with your contract? You wrote your contract, you and your daddy. You proceeded to say things that were so patently insulting that it was galling. It was galling. You asked in subsequent conversations why I have a dog, a support dog. What kind of person has a support dog? I have that dog because my father died. My children and family decided they would get a dog from where he was from, and I named the dog after my father. I don't have a dog to keep people away from me. I have a dog, so I have my father with me all the time. That is an act of love, which you know very little about. You proceeded to assault my sexuality. You have the temerity to assault someone's sexuality, a man's sexuality, given who you lay next to. None of that had anything to do with alleged contract dispute. You could have taken that up with a lawyer. You would have gotten out. You could have not gone on stage, but you knew you didn't have a valid contract. And you do what you always have done. You tried to weaponize Black femininity. You tried to turn that audience against me. You tried to burn everything down, like you do all the time. Who calls Netflix and thinks I can get $10 million because I did the Queens of Comedy? Who thinks you can get on stage and still live off that? I was a king of comedy. You never hear me talking about it, because in this business, like any other, it isn't what you have done, it's what you do. That show was one I signed on to do. I made the quintessential mistake, the horrible mistake that, like Tyler Perry, like Lee Daniels, like Oprah, like all these people, of saying yes to you. And it is an occupational hazard. It is my fault. I have learned my lesson. You didn't just, and the thing that bothers me the most isn't the things that you said, because I know who I am and I know what I do. And I have a pristine reputation. Everybody who knows me know what I'm about. It's this whole, my dear, my babies, I love you for real, which is so transparently false. It is ridiculous. But the thing that was really the most annoying, the thing that was really the most bothersome, is after a terrible couple of weeks where people were being slain in Buffalo, where people were being slain, kids were getting slain in school, and people had come to a comedy show to get away from all of their problems, you besieged them with yours. The one contract that isn't in dispute is the one that the audience had with us to entertain them. But every single time, more and more, you spend half of your time talking about your grievances and what you didn't get and who did this to you. Listen, when you burn things up and you sit back to watch the results of them, she's literally set that stage on fire, said the most incendiary things ever, and I had to go on stage. And she has the temerity to call me a coward. A coward would have left. A coward would have said, I can't go. You didn't even want to go on when you had a contract that you knew that not to be true. You made up this whole narrative that you knew not to be true, and you played that out in front of the audience. And then I had to go on behind you. And you know what you did? You sat back and you tried to watch your damage. You set the stage on fire and you watched what you've done. You know who does that? Arsonists do that. Arsonists set shit on fire and try to see the damage it drops. But I blame myself, because I know now what I didn't before. Saying yes to you is an occupational hazard, one I will not repeat. I don't blame you. I wish you well. But when you do the things you do, when everything's about you, when you're vitriolic, when you have all these fights with all of these entities, it is you. Precious was not a movie. Precious was an autobiography. That is who you are, literally.
What's up? What's going on, my good brothers? How y'all feeling tonight? Boy said, Precious is who you are. Man, man. We don't normally do celebrity gossip up here, but tonight I had to. I had to bring this because I told y'all, once you learn the stars and once you learn these entitled as celebrities, you will learn how the sheep, how the regular, how the average people is moving, bro. You will learn. And it's a lot of people, it's a lot of our sisters, it's a lot of our women running around here with this mentality of Monique, guys. And it's an ungrateful mentality, guys. People who are ungrateful, they tend to be, you know what I mean, characterized by an excessive sense of self-importance, arrogance, vanity, and an unquenchable need for admiration and approval. Very narcissistic, guys. Know what I mean? They have a hard time of reciprocating another person's perspective. And Monique showed all of that in this whole thing that's going on. And I like it. I like it. This is what these comedians and these entertainers are here to do. This what they get paid for, to go against each other. Entertain us by y'all rib each other. Y'all say some truthful shit about each other. Y'all entertain us. So we gonna love this shit. We gonna get entertained. I hope y'all got y'all drinks. I hope y'all got y'all popcorn. Those of you that do night coffee, grab your coffee. And let's get into this, guys, because she had y'all fooled, bro. She did not go up there and do a Cat Williams, guys. She ain't go up there. She went up there with an agenda and a narrative. Cat Williams went up there to have some fun and tell the truth. This lady went up there with a narrative, guys. But in any event, we're gonna hear all sides out and we're gonna see, you know what I mean, what it is. So let's go back to the club Shay Shay and see what was her claims and what she had to say about DL Hughley, guys.
I'm gonna bring this up. I wasn't gonna do it, but damn it, this.
I say you might want to have.
So if you wasn't gonna do it, you shouldn't have did it. But typical female, they gonna always harp on the past. They always gonna talk about the old shit, yo. That's what they do, guys.
Look, this seat make you go, truth, tell it. No, tell the damn truth. God damn it, tell the truth. Because family is sacred.
It's supposed to be.
And we don't cross the line with family.
Mm-hmm.
And people begin to get comfortable to jump on the Monique bandwagon of Monique doing things wrong. And she doing this and she doing that. And there's a brother named D.L. Hughley.
Yeah.
And until he take accountability, I won't let it go.
What?
Because, what would you get ready to say?
I was going to say, what did DL do?
Let me tell you. Baby, that voice went up, didn't it? DL is friend. He like, that's my friend.
No, I've met DL on several occasions. I don't know DL like that. Okay. Do I know DL say like I know an earthquake? No. Do I know, since I've interviewed Cat, had several conversations with him, do I know DL on that level? No.
Right. See, when we say family is sacred,
right?
Family is sacred. And we know that you don't cross the line when it comes to family.
Correct.
Right? I do DL's radio show.
Yes.
DL Hughley is not there. His team is there. Mm-hmm. And Shannon, we having a great time. I mean, baby, we having a great time. We going forward, back and forth. When we get to the end of the show, they say, Monique, you want to play a game? Well, I want to play. I said, sure, sugar. Let's play a game. And it's a game called Would You Rather.
Oh.
Okay. Now,
Monique, you should have said I'm too old for this game.
Wait a minute. We're having fun, baby. Right? We're having a good time, okay, Shannon. Okay. It's the sister there and there's two other guys. We're having a great time.
The sad part is you're not going to tell the folks that nobody was messing with you at the time. You couldn't get on no air. You couldn't get no play. And the brother looked out for you. The brother brought you in, not caring how his name would look because he was messing with you. The brother was doing what he do on his platform. Who are you to because he's dealing with you to feel you can come and change this man's platform and change up what this man do? That be the entitlement and the ungrateful, yo. Peep game, guys. We're going to break this thing down today.
It's a beautiful Black unity cookout.
Okay.
We're having a good time.
Okay.
Would you say your wife was your family? Is that considered family?
Yeah.
So your husband is considered family,
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. So here we go. They said, Monique, we want to play a game of Would You Rather. Let's go. Would you rather your husband sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom or Corinne Steffens without one?
All right. So that was rude and that was obnoxious, but they obviously were comfortable enough. Aside from that joke that rubbed you wrong, y'all was being adults and y'all was having a good time. So they obviously, knowing how rude and how blunt and blatant you are, they obviously were comfortable enough to present that to you. But because you took that to heart and got offended by that joke, you're gonna dwell on that and you're gonna harp on that and be the negative. You're gonna be, you see, this is how ungrateful people work, because ungrateful people, they harp on the negativity, guys. You know what I mean? They do not appreciate the efforts of others, and they fail to express the gratitude for the things they do receive. Now, she's at this man's show when nobody in Hollywood wanna fuck with her. You heard what he said. He said saying yes to her is detrimental to you. And clearly we can see that.
Really, Monique?
Now, as y'all are watching right now who haven't heard this story, y'all going, they doing the same thing in the studio. They going, okay. That is exactly what happened. Now, I said to the team, how does that uplift our community? I said, sister, and her name is Jasmine, how could you ask another sister that? Well, we just planned. I said, tell me the joke in that, because I don't know what you're insinuating. Then you're involving people that have nothing to do with nothing. Like, what are y'all doing? So I said, I'm going to call my brother.
I'm not making any New Year's resolutions this year, and here's why. Years ago, I discovered there's a better way to make improvements.
You could have dubbed this in so many different ways, though, Monique. You didn't even have to take it that far. All you had to do is like, listen, next question, next game. I don't play like that. Don't play with me like that. You could have put your foot down, your masculine foot down. You know what I mean? You masculine any other time. Why turn into the big crybaby, the big bad crybaby?
DL, I'm going to call my brother. I call DL Hughley on the phone. I say, hey, baby. Yeah.
Huh?
That's how he responds. Yeah.
Did he know it was you?
Yes, because they called him to let him know Monique's going to be calling.
Right.
Like this, it was getting crazy.
Right.
I'm like, just let me get on the phone with my brother. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, DL. Yeah. I said, listen, I just got off the phone with your team and they wanted to play this game, Would You Rather? And it was like stupid, like asking me about my husband and Lee Daniels and Corinne Steffens, and his exact words were, that's how we do it. I said, DL, how does that uplift our community? And again, I don't know what y'all trying to insinuate, but brother, what you doing? Like I said, that's just how we do it. So it is what it is. Now, it got so ugly that my attorney had to send a cease and desist. So it never aired. So we have, like, when Cat Williams talk and people.
And remember that part right there, because she actually went back in and apologized for lying right there on that part, because no cease and desist letter was sent. But we'll get back to that part. Just remember that part right there. See, niggas go on this show, and this is why DL Hughley called Shannon Sharpe the new Wendy Williams with weights. You know what I mean? Because niggas go on that show, they start to get some drinks in their system. They have that hate in them. That hate be already in them. And then niggas start exaggerating these stories and then disguise it as truth telling, because we don't know no better. Because we ain't behind the scenes. We just nosy niggas looking for the news.
People, truth tellers talk. We have receipts to everything we're saying. That's how that whole thing got started. Okay. It's family. My husband is my family.
Yeah.
Now, you babies that are really good with this internet, through the years, I've watched DL speak ill of me. Through the years. I never knew DL.
Now, ain't that, Tracy, you spot on, Trace. You spot on. The common denominator in these situations be you, Monique. And honestly, Monique, you right. I went back and I'm looking, and I don't see this man slandering you. I see this man defending himself from when you saying crazy shit about him, about that show that y'all headlined together. And you tried to debo him. You knew that man, he got paid more than you. So whoever get paid the most, is just like in rap music and hip hop. Whoever get paid the most close the show. It's like you don't even got to speak on it. Why would whoever get paid the most open or be in the middle? Whoever get paid the most closes the show, Monique. You are the common denominator in all of these issues, sis, because you have not healed. You have not healed. So you think everybody else owe you for your childhood trauma that you didn't heal from. And that's sad. People like this, you can't help, brothers. You can't help people like this.
D.L. Hughley had a problem with me. But when Cat said they all a group, he forgot to put D.L. Hughley in the group. Through the years, I was...
All right now we getting somewhere. Guys, y'all let me know in the chat. Why you think Cat Williams ain't mentioned D.L. Hughley name, guys? Let's keep it real. Now we get into the butter. You know what I mean? Why do you think D.L. Hughley didn't mention Cat Williams didn't mention D.L. Hughley name? Even though she got the problem with D.L. Hughley, Cat doing the talking, so you want to be cool with Cat, so you want Cat to mention people you got beef with. But why you think Cat ain't mentioned D.L.? I'll tell you why Cat ain't mentioned D.L. Hughley. Because people have respect for talent. See, when you talented, you get to speak up. Can't nobody play you. You can stay out of shit. You know what I mean? If you notice, ain't nobody fucking with Eddie Griffin. Ain't nobody saying Eddie Griffin name. You know what I mean? Certain people ain't got to worry about that bullshit. You know what I mean? Guys, peep game. Peep game. Peep what's going on here. Cat Williams ain't mentioned D.L. Hughley because D.L. Hughley real talent. D.L. Hughley got roasts. He got jokes. Let alone D.L. Hughley ain't did nothing to Cat Williams. D.L. Hughley got just as much dirt on Cat Williams as Cat Williams got on D.L. Hughley. That's why he ain't mentioned D.L. Hughley. But I digress. Again, that's the fight promotion at its best right here, guys. She just wanted Cat Williams to fight promote.
Never knew D.L. Hughley had a problem with me. But when Cat said they all a group, he forgot to put D.L. Hughley in the group. Through the years, I was bitter. I was dangerous with what I was doing, saying that it was inequality. My husband didn't know what he was doing. This went on through the years. I was unloved, all of these things. And I said to myself, I'ma see you. I'ma see you. I didn't go on nobody's show. I didn't say nothing to nobody, but I knew the time would come that I would see him. We were scheduled to do a show in Los Angeles. I was the headliner of that show. His name was on it, then his name came off. I didn't question it, but I knew I'ma see him, right?
Eventually.
Okay, now we have a show in Detroit. Contractually, I was the headliner. D.L. Hughley posted a memo. Now, when you signed your deal for the Ravens, did you sign a contract or a memorandum?
I signed a contract.
You see how you say that? Like anybody that knows good business, you sign the memo is saying this is what I would like,
right?
But the contract is saying this is what it is. Okay.
Yes.
He put out a memo to our community, and that touched me a little different because I was saying, why would you lie to our babies? Because now they're thinking if they send somebody a memo, that's what they're supposed to get. Okay. I was contractually signed to go as the headliner.
Right. I mean, you go last.
D.L. Hughley didn't come into the building until 9:30. Now, contractually, I said I have to be on stage by 9:30 because if the show starts at 8, I refuse to keep an audience waiting.
Right.
That is disrespectful to the audience.
Correct.
When I went out on that stage, Shannon, I made sure everything I said, he heard me. Because now you're here and I'm going to say it to you. And I said some things on that stage that I said he was cowardly. And some folks said, how could you say that? How could you do that? And then I posted some things to say, this is what I meant. See, you came after my husband. And when you had a chance to fix it, when you had a chance to say, Mo, my bad, you know, we don't even get down like that.
Right.
You told me it is what it is. And until he's brave enough and courageous enough to say, this is what really happened, y'all. Y'all have never known me to be no shit starter. Folks ain't never known me to go over and kick a sandwich out of somebody's hand that's hungry. But what people do know is if you kick me, damn if I ain't gonna kick you back.
Right.
Because that's fair play.
Right.
So there was one left out the pack. And when you have people that continually don't take accountability, that's why you see us in the state of affairs we're in.
I'm a firm believer, Mo, that everybody don't play the same. And someone once told me, what is joke to you is death to someone else.
What is joke? That's why we don't play with people's families.
No.
When we had the Monique show, the radio show, listen, you can't come on here and speak ill of no one because we don't play like that, because we know how this business works.
Right.
So when you allow that to happen, what do you think is going to come back your way? What do you think? And D.L. Hughley, please, no, brother, we still love you. Just take accountability for it. And we move forward.
I remember reading something about the situation in Detroit. I didn't know the depth of the magnitude of it. I remember reading something about a memo about, I guess it's an addendum that was added on, but the contract is the contract.
The contract is the contract. And what happens is, because of the messenger, it was easy to pile on.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy to pile on. And then when you have some of our black folk that go sit in front of a white man and speak ill of their people, I'm like, y'all, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we coming to that we're going to sit in front of this white man? I can't even say his name. I refuse. Everybody know who he is. We sit in front of him and we just let this man say any and everything about us, and then we go right in with him. That to me is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all babies that's good with this little computer, don't take my word. You can just go through the years of this cat just running his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, stop doing that, because what are we saying to the babies coming behind us? When I hear Brother D.L. Hughley say, with that Netflix special, I just accepted anything, whatever they gave me. These are not my words, they're his.
Right.
Well, that's how you do business. I'm not mad at you accepting anything.
Right.
Why are you mad at me saying I won't accept anything?
Right.
That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people were judging me. I was hearing people, Shannon, okay, I didn't know we had so many tender people in our group.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had so many tender love. I didn't know we had so many tender people. And I wouldn't want to be on the front line with these tender people where it's like, oh, I can't believe you said that. I can't. But is what I said the truth? Is what I said the truth?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't put no sugar on it.
Right.
It was shit.
Right.
And I didn't try to make it taste good.
Yeah, it was bullshit. That's what it was. But you know, DL responded, and we just gonna hear what DL had to say about that. You know what I mean? He definitely responded. We're gonna see what he got to say. So let's get into that next, guys. Moving right along. Salute to the squad. Salute. And how y'all feeling tonight, man? Go enjoy yourself. Get into this right here.
Well, Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set.
That was a stab right there. That was a stab at Shannon.
And so Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on doing some greasy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something or working out. I don't know nobody that work out that much and gain weight unless every crunch you do has got Captain in front of it. But apparently she goes on Club Shay Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time. And my co-host Jasmine Sanders played a game that we played all the time with everybody called Would You Rather. She apparently was so offended by that she says she got off. She called me. Monique did, and she said I was very dismissive, like, huh? Monique's a liar. When Monique did call me, I heard her complaints. I listened to her, and I pulled the segment. So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It didn't, because I respected her wishes.
No, that's a fact right there, guys. Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Like, facts are the facts.
She's a liar. It's also befuddles the shit out of me how somebody who, as a comedian, talks as much shit about everybody else as she does. She has the temerity to be offended about anything as much shit as you say about people. Then she encouraged everybody, allegedly it stems from the fact that I used to always talk shit about her on video after video, and she encouraged her sweet babies to look at the video and find them. Do that. Do exactly what she says. And you know what you're not going to find? You're not going to find any evidence of that, because Monique is a fucking liar. She's lying about that. But what you will find is Monique talking shit about some alleged contract dispute we had. Look at the ticket. It says D.L. Hughley, then Monique. She knows the story.
But what she did in response to that, she talked about my dog, my wife. This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma. My daughter was molested, and Monique brought that shit out and told the world that I allowed my daughter to be raped in front of me. The lying motherfucker. She knows she was lying. And it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. It's interesting. You know what else you won't see, Monique?
And it's crazy, weird. That's typical black woman destruction. That's typical black bitch destruction, guys. What he just described right there. We know that to be true. We know that. Farley the Fool, tear it down with their own hand. Designed and built for destruction, bro, and get mad when they feelings. They will destroy it all for their feelings, guys.
Doing, you won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren, because nobody fucks with me. How do you have sweet babies when your own babies don't fuck with you? How do you love us for real when there's no evidence of anybody loving you for real, except your daddy, who you apparently have to pay? And FYI, daughters are paid for by daddies, not daddies who get paid by their daughters. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? Telling jokes. Monique, if she'd have spent as much time actually writing jokes and writing her Netflix special as she did complaining about not having one, it wouldn't have been trash. It got the worst reviews of any Netflix special in history, because that's what Monique does. She complains and she has grievances. You never see her being a human being. You never see her being sweet and warm to people, except when she's using it to butter somebody up to get something. There's a reason why everywhere she goes, shit starts. Everywhere she goes. How is it that nobody fucks with you? Not even your family. How do you, I was on the road, get it. I get it every goddamn week. Look at my schedule versus yours. See how much I'm going. And I still manage to have a relationship that I cherish with my children. Can you say the same? You can't. Because all you do is talk about your grievances and who did you wrong. There's a reason you're by yourself. There's a reason you got to pay a man to love you. It's sad. There's an old adage that says you can't buy love. It's a shame, Monique, that you probably always will have to.
Like Tyler.
This is a metabolism killer. This is a metabolism killer. And this is a metabolism killer.
Perry, people.
Damn. Now that was crucial. That boy Hughley wasn't playing with her on that one. But guys, keep in mind, she didn't end right there. And she also went back live with her husband to, like I say, apologize about that cease and desist part, but to announce that she is now a part of the Cat Williams comedy tour. So she'll be with Cat Williams, what's that, Kevin Hart's first wife? You know what I mean? So he got a collection of everybody who've been hurt and who've been blacklisted. So Cat Williams finna make some money. You know what I mean? Cat Williams finna make some money. Let's just hope she bring the heat. Let's hope she write the comics. Let's hope she got the comedy that she need to make Cat Williams tour hot. But if not, everything that people say about her gonna prove them right and prove her wrong. You know what I mean? If she get on that tour and have a problem with her attitude, Cat Williams, you're gonna look like a whole fool, sir. But anyway, let's move it right along, guys. She made this announcement live. You know what I mean? And guys, her husband is dope. Her husband dope to me. Her husband dope, yo. A whole fool, but he dope, yo. You know what I mean? But she pay like she weigh, then he gonna stay. She evil though, yo. He's way too good for her. If you ask me, he's way too good for her, bro.
We did it. We're gonna wait for y'all to come on in, my babies. We ain't done this in a long time.
We ain't done it in a long time.
We ain't done it in a long time, Daddy. Look, y'all don't even understand why we smiling so hard, because we was able to get it set up. We was able to push the button. Hey, come on now. We want you babies to come on in here. First of all, how y'all doing? It's been a minute, my babies. It's been a minute. Life been lifing. Life been lifing. Where we at, Daddy?
What do you mean?
Okay, yeah, I think it's enough babies in there.
All right.
Let's go get it. Come on.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We just wanted to take a few minutes to address a couple of things that have taken place after the Club Shay Shay interview. Much love to Shannon Sharpe.
Yes.
Good brother. Thank you for allowing Monique to come on the platform, be a listening ear, continue success on what it is that you're doing. Thank you for being a real one.
Yeah.
And what sucks is, let tomorrow YouTube tell Shannon Sharpe he got to take that thing down and he can't mess with y'all no more. You know Shannon Sharpe gonna take that thing down, and you know Shannon Sharpe not gonna mess with y'all no more. And everything y'all said right here gonna turn. Because if somebody not doing something for y'all, then y'all ain't keeping it real. It's sad how niggas is in this community, bro. Niggas is giving you credit when you do something for them, but they don't even know you. All you gotta do is do something for a motherfucker, and they'll elevate you and praise you. Now they sitting here smiling and shit. Thank you, Shannon Sharpe. Thank you, New Wendy Williams. That's how y'all was saying thank you to Kevin Hart before y'all turned on him. That's how y'all was saying thank you to DL Hughley before you turned on him. And it sucks, yo. Shit crazy.
Baby, thank you. Thank you.
We wanted to address first and foremost our brother, DL Hughley. And we are firm believers on what is right and what is wrong. Yes. So we got to start off by saying there was an inaccuracy as it regards Monique saying that there was a cis.
Now, see, that's manly. That's some man shit, but she wasn't going to do that. Monique did not do that, bro. And I know you were kicking yourself when she sat up there on that couch and said that stupid shit. I know you was like, no, that's not right. But it's good, and that's real of you of correcting that wrong.
A cease and desist that was given to DL to shut it down. Mm-hmm. What had taken place, to be accurate, was after Monique spoke to Brother DL on that conversation, Brother DL said, what?
Well, after we spoke on that conversation, when we hung up that phone, the last thing he said was, it is what it is. And I said, DL, then we're going to have to get our attorney involved. That's the last thing me and DL Hughley said on that conversation.
And after having that conversation with Monique, we went and got our attorney involved, Attorney Anderson. At the time, there were some emails that were transferred back and forth between his side and our side, and it escalated to a point when we had our attorney on the email, whereby then finally DL said that he would scratch the interview.
Yes.
So it was inaccurate that a cease and desist had to be given. However, that was the next step, and that's what Monique remembered, because when I discussed it with her, we said that would be the next step. But to DL's credit, at that moment, when it had escalated, that's when he decided to shut it down. However, that is a bit different from how it seemed to have been communicated, whereby on the phone, they were having a conversation and it was kumbaya. Though he never used those words, kumbaya, it did not end with her being under the impression that this was going to be resolved and shut down. So we wanted to make that clear out of love and respect for Brother DL. And despite all the commentary that he gave, with all the crunches she be doing, the captain's in the front.
I do.
And
I do.
Tell him.
I'm a sneak snacker, baby.
And she doesn't sneak when she snaps.
Okay. Hey.
But nonetheless, we wanted to be clear because,
how long have you been tracking our cars?
So he don't mind his shorty sneak snacking. He don't mind his shorty being a fat slob.
At the end of the day, we black folks in this world of entertainment. And there was a level of harshness in his return that seemed a little bit exaggerated for the moment. And we wanted to make it clear, and I think Monique can do it best when she speaks in reference to what she meant while talking about DL in the past.
You know, when I watched DL say, she went after my wife, she went after my daughters, I want to really be clear who I went after so that there's no confusion here. When I was on stage, when I'm on stage and we are performers, we are performing to the audience in front of us. When I was on that stage and I said, it must be hard to perform oral sex.
But differently.
Okay, on a coward. That had nothing to do with Mrs. Hughley. That insult was directed straight to you, DL. That had nothing to do with your wife. That was straight to you. So it felt like you were trying to pass it off as if I was going after your wife. When it comes to your daughter, to the baby that you did a post about, you did an interview about, I didn't do that interview. I simply reposted what you said. So when you say, Monique, you went after my daughter, that's untrue, DL. I posted what you said. And then when you said when you were really going for it with your shades on, and you said, Monique said, I stood by and watched my daughter be raped. DL Hughley, that's your conscience talking to you, brother. I never said that. I never said that. And I want to be a little clear about something else. Never would I try to do anything to harm any of your babies, because we got babies too. So never would I try to do anything to harm your children. However, what I was saying to your daughter and to the other daughters out there, I know what it's like for your daddy to know you've been touched and he not protect you, because my daddy did the same thing. That's what that whole point was. But I was showing why I would call you a coward, brother. I don't think it's brave that you didn't protect your baby. So when I said what I was saying, let me be clear to you, DL Hughley, it had nothing to do.
I ain't the smartest man in the world. Y'all know that I'm not the smartest man in the world. But that was the most, she slapped him again. Yo, she slapped him again. That was so condescending right there. Am I bugging, yo?
Do in reference to your family, and you know that. Now, when you were speaking and you were going off and you said, what did you say? She was so offended by the game we play, but you didn't say what the offense was. And that's the part for me that is disheartening, that you continue to try to trick and smoke and mirror our people. If you're going to say it all the way through. When you say family is sacred, you are absolutely right, baby. You're right. But when you say would my husband rather, and you co-sign your team of people doing that, well, isn't my husband sacred? So you got to be careful in your words, because the very words you use, DL, they're going to come back, and they're coming back to bite you, baby. And what I also said on Club Shay Shay, when I looked in that camera, I said, DL, I love you, brother. And I don't know if you didn't hear that part, but we really do. We love you, brother. And if ever you get courageous enough to want to have a conversation, we're always open to it, because doing that, it shows how our community can get better. When you're wrong, as we have said to you, hey, brother, we apologize on that one.
Yeah, incorrect on the cease and desist. And I want to add one more thing. When you spoke in reference to your daughter being a reason why Monique stopped speaking about it, what you don't even understand, out of love for you, See, you can have a problem with your brother, but you're not going to take it out on the kids. And we respected the fact that she tried to defend you, but we got 3 big ass sons. that if we were to think about it in the same way that she thought about it, what would that be? But out of love for you. We're not going to go after your child trying to protect the father that she loves. But one could argue, based upon what you said about yourself, had you exhibited the same type of love and protection for your other daughter that your other daughter tried to exhibit towards you, there never would have been the commentary that you made about yourself. And I liken it to Brother Corey Holcomb, who I don't know, but I got a lot of respect for him because I heard him say something in an interview. He spoke about how Earthquake's son had came to one of his shows, and the young man was hesitant about introducing himself or reintroducing himself because of the rift between his father and himself. And Brother Corey was like, come on, man, no. You come over here and I'm going to give you love, because that was between your father and I. And it made him reconsider the whole thing and reach back out to an old friend. In my humble opinion, that's what real men do. We come from the old school. We're not going to have no problem with your children because we love them and we love you and we want y'all to win. Not at the expense of the community, though, being demeaned in order to get followers. But from the standpoint of if we come together, we're going to win just by default. So at the end of the day, when you get to talking about how Monique is not loved and this and the other, that's your perception. But what I'll say is it is due to the love that we have that we're able to love those that say things that could be construed as hurtful, but we understand that the old saying of hurt people. So we don't take what you say personally, brother. And again, it's nothing but love. In addition to the fact, I'm Q-Sci-Fi, just like you, except I've been in about 29 going on 30 years. I'm not going to argue with you, frat.
What I ordered versus what I got. I ordered Huel hot and savory as a healthy, quick alternative.
Ain't nothing but love. So we wanted to extend that to you and let you know what it is. And again, if you ever want to speak, let's have a real conversation. But people needed to know where the confrontation on stage began, and it was from that day.
It was from that day. And once you own that day, DL, guess what, baby? We'll be good. Now, talking about we're gonna be good.
Talking about we're gonna be good and talking about taking ownership.
I want to talk to my babies at the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
I want to talk to my babies at the Breakfast Club. Listen, oftentimes people don't know what a genuine apology will do. They don't even understand. It allows us to say, we accept that apology and we move forward, because today, y'all own that. Today, Charlemagne, today, Envy, y'all own that. And I want to speak to you, baby, just hilarious.
Come on.
I want to speak to you, little sister. And let me speak to DJ and Leonard first. Okay, because I'm not going to do the
Anybody who validate her will be given a seal of approval for the moment. You know what I mean? And what's crazy about it is, you see how she keep using for the kids. I done told y'all on several lives, the world use these kids. The world use these kids and don't give them shit. No return on the investment for using these kids.
nicknames. She's a beautiful asset sitting in that seat.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to bring something very special to that show. And I know the community is agreeing with what I'm saying right now, because what that sister did when she sat in that seat, she was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see for years. For years. And just that baby sitting there with nothing but honesty and said, no, we got to deal with this, y'all. We got to deal with this, y'all. You don't understand what that baby's bringing to that show. Because what she's not going to be bringing is, let's knock down, drag them out. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And because you babies owned it and you apologize.
We love you. And we loved you then. Not mad. And want y'all to win.
That's all. That's all. So if we start pumping out that positivity into our community, if we start speaking about the greatness that we are and the greatness that we're doing, guess what's going to happen? Now, do we still have to bring some to the mat and ring the doorbell, ding dong? Yes, we do. But we don't love them no less, because at any given time, we could be brought to the mat, ding dong.
Well, we make it a point of not messing with people that's not messing with us. And we hope that today for you guys, the feeling that Charlemagne got, Brother Leonard received from the community by big upping him for apologizing. It's kind of like a movie we used to watch with the kids called Monsters, Inc., where they would go in, they would scare the people for power. But then they found out laughter created more power. Y'all have the power to heal. Use it. Use it to heal. Use it to help folks. Don't hurt folks. Because what happens is, one of the greatest gifts we can have is going in our community and getting the love from our people. Forget Hollywood, because it's weird. Getting the love from our people. So we are proud of you. And I'm emotional about it because I'm happy that y'all got an opportunity to do that for yourselves. And we love y'all, brothers and sisters. And just hilarious, keep that going. Keep that going, because you are a great addition. Because there were others that would have sat in that seat and would not have said a word. So, nothing but love and respect for y'all. And one last thing. Thank you, Charlemagne, for not calling a brother daddy.
Okay. Hey.
Thank you for not calling me daddy. You did the right thing, and you didn't owe me an apology. It was Monique. So.
Hell done froze over, yo. Hell done. You know this shit ain't genuine when a nigga gives Charlemagne this much credit. Charlemagne, how much are they paying you, boy? How much are they paying you, boy? Oh, no.
We love y'all.
You know, and we said before we came on that we was not going to be long, and we were just going to say, you know, what we needed to say.
Would you still go to your job if Amazon sent
Boy,
you a
I tell you,
paycheck
man,
every 2
I don't
weeks?
believe
Because
these
there's a little
actors one
loophole on
bit,
Amazon
man.
right
They
now
get
that you
paid,
can
man. They
use
get
to get
paid for
Jeff
this shit.
But I want to say to our community, don't give up on us.
In terms of our community.
Yes, don't give up. Don't give up on your relationships. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. You got to keep going and keep pushing and keep standing strong. Don't give up on your love. Please hear me, and I'm talking right to the sisters. Don't give up on your love. Don't give up on that man that's treating you in a way that you ain't never been treated. Don't give up on that man that's loving your babies, and some of them may not even be his. Don't give up on that man that is taking your shit.
Or woman.
Or woman. And still standing strong with you. Don't give up, y'all. So when people say, why does he have to be there? Because he makes me better. He makes me stronger. He makes me He makes me happier. He's made me a better mother, a better wife, a better friend, a better entertainer. He makes me better. So listen, y'all, if y'all got somebody that is making you better, if y'all got somebody that's hanging in there with you when you know goddamn well you should have been dropped off, be unafraid to hold on to him. Be unafraid.
That's a message right there, guys. That's a message. You know how they do the little heresy. They're gonna mix a lot of their agenda, and then they'll drop you a gem or two. They'll drop a gem or two every now and then.
Is it challenging to grow up? It's challenging. It is, especially when we've been taught some shit all of our lives and we've seen it. It can be challenging. That is why, D.L. Hughley, I have no hate in my heart for you, brother. When I see you walking through the airport with a support dog, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying, brother, if you have to have this.
Why are you going after the people like you do?
Why?
It ain't necessary. Be funny with all of that. And when we speak about Oprah, when we speak about Tyler, when we speak about CBS, we're not speaking about them to call them out. We're speaking to call them up, because the same way that the Breakfast Club was able to say, I'm sorry, the same way Brother Lee Daniels was able to go across the stage and apologize, the same way that we were able to say, we are sorry, it was inaccurate about the cease and desist, is the same way that Oprah, who teaches master classes, well, sometimes we got to love enough. We got to love the teacher enough to sit them down and say, it's time for you to be a student again. Tyler Perry, it's like, brother, the world heard you on audio saying you were wrong. You cost our family tens of millions of dollars. We don't hate you. We love you because you were trying to do the right thing. But as Gayle King said when she did that interview about Kobe Bryant, certain people suggested that she just stay quiet, but she couldn't. Don't listen to people that tell you to stay quiet when you've done what you weren't supposed to do, when you've done wrong. Speak up, acknowledge it, because it helps us help the community. And guess what? We are only human beings. We are only human beings. And we got to let you know we love you enough, because we know that's all y'all are too, despite people making y'all think y'all are more than that.
That's it, my babies. That's it.
And that's it, my babies, my babies, my babies. My God, the 5,000 is here. What's going on, 5,000?
What's up? What's up, champ?
What's going on, man?
Man, Monique and her cat daddy, man. them niggas is phonier than a $3 bill, man.
Man, yo, this has been a hell of a year already, man. You can't make it up, man. But yo, DL Hughley on a neck, so he responded to that video right there, because he ain't letting it go, man. He ain't letting it go. So let's get into that real quick.
All right, I'm taking time to respond to Monique again. She made another greasy ass video with her daddy.
Hey, this is the funniest this nigga been in a long time. These little 2 segments.
Yeah, facts though.
Because he's a corny ass nigga too.
Yeah, I never really found him funny, but aside from Bernie Mac, I did say he was the best act on that Kings of Comedy joint.
Nah, hell no. He was a fourth. He shouldn't even have been on there though. Right, he shouldn't even have been on there, man. I mean, because it's way more funnier dudes. I mean, they could have put Chris Rock on there. They could have put most definitely Eddie Murphy.
Definitely, I mean, out of the 4 that was there, he was the 4th.
Yeah, but
Steve Harvey funnier than him?
Yes.
Hell no.
Yeah, he was.
Not to me.
Yeah, that's how sorry DL Hughley is. But I mean, you know, they could have put Martin on there. I mean, man.
All of them Def Comedy Jams. Any one of them Def Comedy Jams Jews is
right.
Up there. It could have been up there.
And Mr. Cooper, which Steve Harvey stole his style. Matter of fact, stole his whole show. That Steve Harvey show,
right?
Nigga, that was Mr. Cooper. hanging with Mr. Cooper.
That's right. That's right. And you know, D.L. Hughley now D.L. Hughley got connections with the Democrats. That's why you don't
Oh
really
yeah,
see him
without a
much.
doubt. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, the nigga's a liberal black woman with
activist or some shit.
a beard.
How she was on the show and somebody, they played a game, Would You Rather? And I guess she felt like they insulted her husband's sexuality, which is interesting because she can always talk shit about everybody else's sexuality. But I guess her husband's sacrosanct, he's off limit. But a hit dog will bark unless his mouth is full. But she talked about, well, she didn't actually call her lawyer. Who the fuck would be afraid of your lawyer? Your lawyer, you mean the lawyer that did your contract? That lawyer, the lawyer from the firm of Negro from Ghetto Got Him and Gone, that lawyer? Who the fuck afraid of him? He couldn't get your name right on the ticket. He gonna get it right on a legal document. It didn't happen because we decided it shouldn't happen. You didn't need to, because we respect people. We don't have to do things for clicks. They took it off because you asked me to, because I respected you at the time. You also talked about how I disrespect you on so many platforms. But you have this impeccable memory where you can tell to the degree, well, who did what to you and why and what happened, where you were, but you can't pull up one time on any platform that I said anything about you at all, because you know you're lying. You got that piece of paper and that big ass memory, but you can't pull one up. My biggest mistake is saying yes to you. I should have said no when you couldn't come on my radio show. I should have said no that I wasn't playing those dates with you. As a matter of fact, almost anybody who says yes to you at some point is in this milieu with you. Almost anybody. So I would suggest anybody out there, you can say yes to drugs, but say no to Monique. You talked about how my children, families are up.
Yo, you on point when it comes to Monique, boy. You on point. And it's sad, but it's like that with modern women, guys. Don't miss the message. The title is for real tonight. Don't miss the message. You dealing with ungrateful people. You can never make an ungrateful motherfucker happy. You'll lose your mind, lose your soul trying to make an ungrateful motherfucker happy.
They weren't when you were running across Vegas. I mean, the stage in Detroit. They weren't when you talking shit on social media. When you got your ass whipped and your tickets dropped, then they became off limits. But let's do this. Let's decide that you will treat my children like you treat yours, like you don't know them, invisible, like you have no relationship with them, like you're estranged. You're unfamiliar, like you don't know them. You also intimated that I was a coward. You know what I'd never do? I would never let my woman take care of me. I would never let my woman get evicted from her apartment. I would never let my woman have to ask another man for money. I'd never do that.
Shots fired.
Woo.
Shots fired, man. God damn it, man. It's only right. It's only right. He done said it, man. He said it. Sheesh. Yeah, where my ad-lib at, man? This shit running from me. Monique done stashed my ad-lib. She done ran off of my ad-lib, B. Wait, hold the fuck up. Wow. It's really gone? No.
Woman has to ask another man for money. I'd never do that. Can your old man say the same? He loves you. Of course, he got to say that. You claim him on your taxes.
Ooh.
He's a dependent.
Ooh.
He's sitting there with you right now. And everything. Because it ain't like he does anything else. But you never address the salient point. I said that if you spent as much time writing your Netflix special as you did arguing about getting it, it wouldn't have been trash. It was. I didn't say it. I defy anybody out there. Stop listening to me. Watch it. Read the reviews. Read the reviews. You begged for something. You made valid points that women are underpaid, that they're not valued. That's absolutely right. So you would think that when you got a chance to do something that you could argue for, you'd be up for the challenge, but you shit the bed because you never are ready for it, because all you ever do is complain about what you don't have. You're never ready for the moment because you're always living in the past. I said it. If you spend half of your time doing, as opposed to talking about who didn't do for you and what they did for you, you'd be a lot further along. You wouldn't be evicted. You wouldn't be working for your man. You wouldn't be asking other comics for money. So you got all the ingredients. Take that piece of paper that you're running down the list with, and that pen that you got, and that daddy sitting next to you, and do what you can't do what you never do. Write a fucking joke.
Oh man, yo, 5,000, man. What you got for that one right there? We gonna go on and wrap this sucker up now, man.
Man, he absolutely true, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, the thing is, this all started when she didn't get a Netflix deal, and she was pocket watching other comedians, right? When Tiffany Haddish got her deal, the one white girl from damn, what was her name? Kind of heavy set white girl. She had came on. She was real hot, and she got her deal, and she was pocket watching them, and they was getting a Netflix deal, and then she was offended because they lowballed her because, well, they didn't really lowball her. They offered her like 500,000 or something like that, and she was offended. You know what I'm saying? But that's when it all started with all this complaining and shit like that, right? But like the deals that she was doing with Oprah and Lee Daniels and all them motherfuckers. I mean, first of all, like DL said, like you got a attorney, your man is your agent. I know y'all read over the documents or whatever what you was gonna get paid. And if you had a complaint, just like the motherfucking the Empire bitch, Taraji P. Henson, like you doing all this motherfucking complaining, but bitch, you got an agent, you've been in this business for a long time. So why would you complain afterwards about your pay when you already knew what you was going into it getting paid? You know what I'm saying? You could have not accepted the shit and went and dealt with some white folks. But you ain't complaining about none of the white folks that you worked for and got paid, but you complaining about the black directors and filmmakers and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like the thing is, when they trying to make it seem like it's about women wage gaps and shit like that, but no, it's just them. Because as long as they've been in this industry, they could have did this shit 15, 20 years ago. Why are they just doing it now? Because they're doing it shit out of selfishness.
And this what happened when you lack skill. This is due to the lack of skill. See, you can't just fly by night and skate on by, but for only so long. And remember, if you had real raw skill, you wouldn't need to do the talking. When you have raw skill, your talent do the talking. Now, I mean, you ain't gotta add the slick shit. You ain't gotta intimidate nobody. You ain't gotta hustle and blackball and blackmail anybody to get you in, get your foot in the door. Your talent will get your foot right on in the door, and everything else will work itself out. But you see, this is what happened when we prop people that should not be propped where they propped at in the first place because they have no talent.
Yeah, absolutely. Amy Schumer, that's right, Turnbuckle King. You don't watch some black movies that I talk to you about, but you sure watch them white movies. Right on, Chi-Town.
Yeah. But Monique shows how ungrateful black women are towards men, yo. Even with we didn't touch on it, but y'all seen how that went with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart cut this lady a check, and she still managed to put this man's name in her mouth for clicks and views on the Shay Shay show. Yo, you can't, bro. You can't help these women, bro. You saw the Rocky movie, bro. If they die, they die, bro. They die, bro.
Yeah.
What you got for that, man? The ungratefulness. What do you got on that? The Kevin Hart situation.
I ain't hip on the Kevin Hart situation, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. But as far as her tactics, I understand her tactics, and she's trying to shame whoever that doesn't ride with Monique. You know what I'm saying? and she's trying to shame you as far as being a black woman. She's trying to shame you as being a black man, and she used that baby and brother shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be the most 1940 type black bitch shit ever, man. I mean, bitch, you ain't. I mean, you old enough to be a grandma, but you can't be babying and sugar and grown folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
how
that
the fuck is?
manipulation talk. That's the
Yeah, like
manipulation
what kind
talk.
of? I mean, as far as like your little sweet nothing ass husband, like what kind of I don't know, man. I couldn't have my woman calling niggas baby and shit.
Yo, you know, on the low, in certain environments, that's sexual harassment. You can't use those pet names, and you can't just go around calling people that shit, right? That's sexual harassment. And I told y'all, I need to run into a bitch like that right there, because I'm gonna be the first black man that get paid off for sexual harassment, because I'm reporting it, bro. If you sexual harass me, I'm telling. Just know that. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, I never did like that, man. She used that baby shit all the time. Like, who you supposed to be Big Mama or something? Like you got motherfuckers underneath you or something? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, it seems like it's kind of belittling other people. Like,
Mammy.
You know what I'm saying?
It give me mammy vibes. It give me slavery.
Yeah, man.
Vibes.
But I got a question though. I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't know if you follow Monique or have you done your investigation on her or whatever?
I did some study on her. I got some shit on her.
Okay. Well, answer this then. Who has she ever put on?
Coats? You talking about a coat or some shoes?
I'm talking about a person. What comedian she ever put on? What black man or black woman she ever put on in the industry?
Nobody.
Besides her husband.
All she have done was tore down shit. She's like that person you wish, like how you never let in the club. You never let her in the club. Like you let her in, and then it's like, damn, she's the Jagger Wright of comedy, bro. See how they wish like how they never let Jagger Wright.
For this bitch to been around in this industry this motherfucking long, you can't think of not one person she put on.
Cause she haven't put nobody on, bro. That'd be a lie for me to lie. She ain't put nobody on. Think about it, nobody.
I mean, hey man, I couldn't think of nobody. That's why I asked the question. I mean, I asked you if you did your homework on her first before I even asked.
No,
just to
I
be
did.
Just to be fair, you know what I'm saying? But
right, she ain't put nobody on. In fact, hold it down. Take over the chat. Let me load up something. It's only gonna take me 2 minutes, and we'll merge into the Kevin Hart. And I'll put you on to the Kevin Hart. In fact, let me play what she said about him. And while that's running, I'll go load up some things. Because Michael Blackson, he has some things to say. Another talented comedian, one of my favorites. You know what I mean? I love Michael Blackson.
You just saying that because you met him, man. God damn it. He called you he called you a little cousin.
But I got some shit though. He roast Cat Williams and he clap at this girl Monique. So let me pull that up right now. Y'all don't go nowhere, man. Boy, 5,000 got me working. See, that's that West Coast time. Y'all niggas don't go to sleep.
Kevin Hart. Now, you know.
I don't go to sleep over there, so. Boy, 5 got me up here working. Hold on. Let's get
early, man. It's early, man. It's early, man. It's Saturday.
Let's get it.
When Cat Williams said gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, "You're like my mother. You're like my aunt. You're like my sister." Okay? Then we do the podcast.
The fuck?
We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, "I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler." I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, "Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do." Now, let me say that before we go any further, because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, "Here you go." We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, "Brother, we appreciate you," with some interest on top, because I don't ever want nobody to think me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he came back with, "I got you," I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, "I'll executive produce, I'll partner with you." I said, "Good shit, Kevin," because we're in a deal with Endemol and we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world, right? And was then. We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive produce. They was like, "Oh, this is incredible," because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
2 weeks go by. We get a call from Endemol. Endemol says, "We just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky." And Dave Becky said, "Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique. So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. You know, he doesn't want any kind of relationship with Monique."
And that's crazy right there. Monique, you saw how hype you was to put your name and associate your name to Kevin Hart right there? You saw how hype you was? And then the minute his manager, who he paid to keep his best interest at hand, when his manager dubs this situation and the guy that she's talking about is him, Becky, you know what I mean? Incredible, yo. Just goes to show you, yo, how ungrateful people is.
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then, that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, "Hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol," and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, "You don't want anything to do with me." He said, "Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now." I said, "Wait a minute. Are you okay though with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship after something you said?" He said, "Mo, that's a miscommunication and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication." That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again. So that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody...
Hey, bro, pause it right quick. Pause it right quick.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Okay, check this out. She said she had a deal with these people, right?
Right.
So then she put Kevin Hart's name in it with them.
Right.
Kevin Hart never dealt with these people.
Right.
And Kevin Hart never had a deal with these people.
Right.
She put Kevin Hart's name in that shit.
Right.
Because she said as soon as she got off the phone with Kevin, she called these people and then try to name drop with Kevin Hart.
Right.
So this guy right here that Kevin Hart pays got wind of this shit, and he did damage control because he know that this bitch is toxic.
Exactly. Exactly. And then
So since she fucks off relationships with people she works with, she probably would have fucked off Kevin's name.
exactly. And then what she's not looking at is now she can't produce Kevin Hart, so your original deal is null and void when you the one brought that Kevin Hart name to your original deal. So your original deal, DeBell, you's genius, bro.
And see, the thing is, right? I want to hear from Kevin Hart if this bitch even paid him back. Have you ever heard that? Have you heard him say, even mention money when it has to do with her?
No. And you know Kevin Hart ain't gonna mention, he ain't gonna come back.
See, the thing is, has Jesse Jackson ever mentioned Donald Trump gave him $1 million?
Shit get crazy. I tell you, people could use you, and the minute you say no, the minute you say I don't got it this time,
and see,
like
the thing,
you never said yes before.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, okay, he helped you out. Why did you mention that if he didn't mention that?
Right. Modern woman behavior, bro. Dumb shit, bro. For no reason.
She's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Even like, I mean, you being condescending with about DL Hughley, right? I love you, brother, my baby, and all this old type of shit. But then you got to mention the nigga got a service dog. Like, what? Why would you have to say that?
Right.
Walking through the airport with a service dog and all that shit, man. This bitch is a piece of shit. That's and a fake ass motherfucker, man. A manipulative, old bullshit tactic bitch.
She a witch, bro. She a big Brenda. She a classic big Brenda, bro.
But DL Hughley was right, because he's a sassy ass nigga too, and he know how to clap back. You know what I mean? And he was right about this bitch don't got a relationship with her family, with her real family.
Right.
And only this old kid and caboodle ass nigga that disagree with her all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's just, if you don't agree with her, and just like, you know, most black women, if you don't agree with them, there's something wrong with you, and you know, got to put some shame on your name, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, talk about, you know, shame on you, and you know, you a black woman, and you a black man or black woman or whatever, all this black shit, all this black shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this shit is crazy, man.
That's a fact.
I mean, can't nothing just be right or wrong. Something always got to have some kind of, you know, black shit in it. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of shame and whatever. You know, it just can't just be something that's right or wrong. And with them type of people, you can't really trust them, because if you're in good graces with them, you got to agree with them. Because a lot of people, especially like her, for instance, right? It's like if you in business with somebody and they're doing something for you, you gotta let that slide. You gotta let shit slide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't hold shit accountable. You know what I mean?
It's like the family dynamics. 5,000 is like, you know, family. It's
without a doubt.
They slap
but
the
like,
shit out you, and you gotta act like,
right,
because we grew up in grandma house. We can't. Nah. But yo,
bro, do you know it was a time when Monique praised Oprah?
I remember. See, Monique let Precious get to her head, bro. But yo, we got the guy Face Facts in the building. What's going on, Face Facts?
What's good, Goodbread? Salute. What's good,
Same old shit.
What's going on, man?
Listen, you gotta know Monique is bogus, because she had a whole lot to say about skinny women, and then she went and got the Al Sharpton surgery where they put her head on a new body. Like, that ain't her same body. Right? If you want to keep it real, then you should have stayed fat. Fuck all of that. Like you
Right.
always had something to say about skinny women, but you went and got the skinniest body that your head would fit on, though, right?
Right.
Yeah. That shit, and they kill me when they do that shit to themselves because they head still be big and fat, you know, and this shit be looking weird and funny, man. Oh man.
Right. But they want to tell you about body positivity and self-hate, right? See, that's the most bogus thing about black women, because they'll give you bad advice because they want you to have the same bad results they did, and as soon as they find an exit plan or exit strategy out of that bad advice, they will leave you behind.
Mm-hmm.
And leave you sitting there holding the bag for some dumb shit that they told you, and then hit you with the, give me if you had $1 for every time you heard this from a black woman, well, I just told you to do that. You didn't have to listen to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
We got our own bread. You got your own head. Like, what? Man, yo, let's listen to this crazy shit though. Cause yo, Michael Blackson clapped at her, bro. He kept it 100.
And that you said I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here.
Wait a minute. So because he said you are like his mother, he was supposed to play Let's Pretend. And we know that in our community as black folks, when you take on the mother title and the son title, that really means you supposed to dig in that cat box no matter what. No matter, even as a black queen mama, even as a crack fiend mama, you supposed to always help your mama. You supposed to help her.
I just got a problem with that right there, man. It's like, have you ever heard Kevin Hart talk like that? Like, no, I'm just saying. I mean, have you ever heard him refer to any other black woman like you like my mama, you like my sister, goofy, you like my auntie? That's her talking.
Yo,
that's some shit she would say.
I believe it. I could believe it because these flamboyant niggas is goofy, bro, and they lack that mother love, so they be fitting to attach themselves to anybody. Any.
He might be goofy as a motherfucker, but I can't picture him saying that. I mean, these are her words. You know what I'm saying? She wants to be the big mama of everybody and the big sister. That's how she talks. I've never heard him refer to any black woman in the industry as my mama, my sister, all these motherfucking relatives. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Especially if a man got his own mama, why would he look at somebody else as a mama?
These widows be doing some
like,
weird
bitch,
shit.
did you cook for him or something? Did you give him lunch money, or I mean, did you help raise him in the industry? If he looks at you like a mama, why is he helping you out? Why ain't you helping the nigga out?
Because that's not how the black mother works in the black community. The black mother-son relationship is parasitic. The mother feeds off. The black mother doesn't make the sacrifice for the children. The children are sacrificed for the black mother. So that's what she's upset about. So all them $1 million deals that they had, they were supposed to sacrifice and say, oh, well, give it to her because she's like my mother. It's not good enough for you to see the people that you help come up do better than you. And that's the problem. That's why they don't want black fathers to raise black children. Because as a father, you want your children to do better than you.
Right. I understand.
As a mother, you just looking for, oh, well, listen, they can do good as long as it's benefiting me in some way.
I understand that. I understand that as far as the black mother raises their children to take care of them, but she didn't take care of Kevin. When did she ever take care of Kevin and gave him that motherly whatever for her to expect him to take care of her? It's just that she's been going on this campaign and trying to fill out what niggas is going to help her out, or what niggas is going to team up with her to fight this fight for her. You know what I'm saying? To fight her fight of her inequality and all this type of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is. It's a Monique campaign. Taraji had her campaign, you know what I mean, for this movie. Now you don't hear too much of it because I think a lot of that shit was just to promote that weak ass motherfucking Color Purple movie.
Yeah, and it flopped, and they blamed it on her though. It flopped, and they blamed that shit on Taraji. So she was the fall and the come up. But in any event, she got paid, and she quiet now. But
Yeah. Hey, you remember?
Crazy.
Hey, you remember when I think it was Lee Daniels asked Monique to promote a movie, and she was like, "No, I don't work for free," or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was the whole Tyler Perry shit. She was mad at. She was mad at Tyler Perry.
So was it Tyler Perry or Lee Daniels? It was
Daniels it was the Lee Daniels Precious movie, but Tyler Perry was sent to ask her.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So guess who probably asked Taraji to do the campaign for the Color Purple movie?
Tyler Perry.
I mean, probably because that's Oprah's homeboy, ain't it?
Exactly. Even though that nigga will tell you, I can't speak for her. When it's time to apologize, for that bitch, that nigga Tyler like, I can't speak for her.
Yeah. Because when you sitting around crying and shit, talking about your wages, I mean, shit, you sitting there at the table with your boss. Why can't you just ask Oprah behind the scenes for some more money if that's what it is?
Shit, all fucked up, boy.
I just don't understand, like, all these bitches, how come they don't make their own goddamn production company? Why don't they start their own shit?
They so thirsty to be accepted by Karen, and then they cry when Karen do them dirty. But you can't want to be so thirsty to be accepted by her and in her field and in her world, and then get in her world and then want to change her world. That's the shit. That's the problem we have right now.
Man, they could have did a little special, right? I mean, for February. I mean, you know, they could have brought another slave movie out or some desperation shit about struggling and whatever. They could make another what was that one movie all them black bitches did in that little neighborhood, and at the end it was raining and shit, and they was trying to tear down the wall or some shit.
What you talking about? Raising in the Sun?
No, nigga. What? I know KDH come up with it. He know what it is.
That nigga KDH be on point, my nigga.
It was a bunch of black bitches in the movie, man. It was damn. Oprah was in it.
Oh, see, I ain't see it there. Anything that bitch name on, I don't watch. I'm not watching. I don't watch nothing. I don't watch. I'm not. I didn't see that shit.
I'm with you on that one.
That's a fact. I don't fuck with this.
Nah, yo, these listen, black women burnt themselves out with that Woman King shit. Like,
was it the woman of Brewster's Place or some shit like that, or?
It was like I know what you're talking about. It was like a black version of the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants type shit, like for black women. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of that shit though. But
yeah, because it was two women in there that was gay. It was a gay couple, and fuck. I think old girl Jack A was in it. I think from 227.
Oh shit! This shit is sounding terrible.
Yeah, man. It was.
Listen, you want to make
Brewster's Place. See what I'm saying? Look at KDH, man. Look at KDH. See what I'm saying? That nigga always coming up with these motherfucking titles, man. But yeah, that's what it was. Brewster's Place.
Shit, that nigga know his history, yo.
Yeah, man. They could have did a remake of that with all these new black bitches.
Yeah, that's another problem too, right? Whenever these black women make something, it's always a remake. Like, come up with some original shit that people actually want to see.
Right. Like, how about you tell the truth? Show the shit y'all doing. Show y'all, you know what I mean? They always try to avoid the raw. Like, we want to see authenticity. Like, we want the raw. That's what's going to make us come to the box office. Like, tell the truth about yourself. And that's where they go wrong with these kids. That's why these kids run around here dumb. Because they hide they mistakes and they hide their errors when that's the experience that the kids need to learn. They don't need to see a perfect parent, yo. They sit there and try to paint this perfect perception. Like just like on Monique, tying it back to Monique. She's trying to create this perfect perception while suppressing her childhood trauma instead of addressing that shit. Going to sit on somebody's couch. Instead of Shannon Sharpe couch, bitch, you need to be on a therapist couch. You see what I mean? But y'all go to the Shannon Sharpe for the attention, but you won't go to a motherfucking therapist and see about yourself.
Word up. Yo, and listen, I know Oprah people be and all these celebrity Hollywood people be listening to these YouTube streets. Why don't y'all do a paternity fraud movie? And when y'all make your money off of it, send your cut for Goodbread, The Bell, and Face Facts. Let us get our cut off of that. Because y'all was in here eavesdropping and stealing ideas. Do a black woman paternity fraud movie. That'll fill up them box office seats.
That's a fact. You know what I mean? Start showing the ways y'all alienate fathers, bro. Yo, it was one movie. Tyler Perry touched on this shit one time, but in those movies don't get the light of the day. That Four Faces shit. I think it was four colors. It was four colors.
I know he did Daddy's Little Girls.
Yeah, he did Daddy's Little Girls, and he did
Idris Elba.
Too. He did the acrimony shit too. That was some real shit where
that was real shit.
The black bitch was impatient. She couldn't wait for the man to get on.
Taraji, dumbass.
Yeah.
You know they typecast her. She ain't worth a damn. She's always the motherfucking baby boy moms.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think Taraji she could do a paternity fraud movie and it would be authentic. Like I think people would go see that.
That's a fact though. That's a fact. Throw motherfucking Fantasia in there. Throw all the bitches. Jennifer Hudson, cause she that bitch. She the soft girl era. You think she wouldn't do it to you, but she'll do it to you, bro. Cause that's the church going bitch.
Man.
That's the religious Rhonda bitch right there.
Yup, they could roll all these old heifers out. They give Vivica Fox as the old grandmother that's giving all the other women bad advice.
Mm-hmm.
They could roll. They love Nia Long. They could roll her out as the auntie that never had no kids. They could do that.
Yep. Son, look, we could book the shit for them, bro. Listen, y'all, if y'all watching, if y'all listening, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Cash App, $, good money.
But you know what? Hey,
like 10 bands. We can come up with that.
you just named 3 or 4 bitches that keep their kid away from the father.
Yeah.
Hey man, it would be more likely for them bitches to do another Wait and Exhale before they do something about paternity fraud or some shit like that, because they got the right bitch with Nia Long. She just filed for full custody with Ime Udoka.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's that one bitch name? The singer bitch that's fucking with Common right now. Jennifer Hudson. You know, she tried to keep her son away from Atunga. Yeah.
David Atunga.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They ain't even gotta write a script. They can just do it as a biopic. Like
they can throw Keke Palmer in there. She trying to keep her kid away from the father.
Yeah, listen, and we'll do the one special since they like us looking over there. We'll throw Jeannie Ma in there just cause.
There you go.
You gotta have that little mix. You gotta have that seasoned flavor.
Because it's not only black women that do it, right? So
it's definitely not only black women. It's definitely not only black women. I only care about black women because my kids don't like black women. You know what I mean?
Right.
So but it's not only black women.
Man, can you see this? Can you see this?
Okay.
Can you see this list? This list of bitches that's keeping fathers away from the children? You know what I'm saying? And do you understand the following that these bitches have and the influence that these bitches have on other bitches to do this type of shit? That's why you never hear these bitches talking about this shit.
Nope.
They never will. They could do a paternity fraud movie and then they could do a Check Baby, another movie called Check Baby.
Check Baby, how we get checks for these babies. And then and never go see about ourselves with the money and be fucked up. We get checks and be fucked up, yo. Oh man.
It is crazy, man.
I got a paper here showing that I done spent. I'm done now, bro. I'm done. I'm officially done. Bro. I got the fucking paper. I'm holding it in my hand. Know what I mean? I'm sipping my Henny, and I'm officially done, y'all. Like, yo, man, $316,000. And my baby, I got to go get my baby $200 tomorrow. Ain't that some bullshit? That tell you how child support not for the best interest of your child, bro. Nowhere is child support in the best interest of your child. What do that mother have to give? $316,000, bro. What does she have to give my child, bro?
Hey, what you need to do is go find who her landlord is, because that was the nigga you was investing in.
Yeah, I know. And I pay for a lifestyle. That's why I don't That's why I don't want none of my dads running around here mad. I paid for a lifestyle, but I made sure I put papers on the bitch. So I kept that relationship up with my daughter, so I made it worth my while. So I just look at it as I paid $316,000 to keep a relationship with my child that I think is priceless. You know what I mean? That I know is priceless, not that I think. Because that little one, I already know. Salute to Nera. If you watching, you already know, my guy, my girl. Word.
Yo, they need to come up with a way for these kids to sue these women for not giving them nothing because you claiming all this money on the child's behalf, and then the child don't get nothing at the end of the day.
I always ask that.
Hey man, the only way we can do that is to have a Me Too movement for kids.
A Survivors Act. The kids need a Survivors Act.
You know? I mean, so you can go back 20 years, 15 years when your mom was doing some foul ass fucked up shit or whatever, and be able to hold her accountable. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers always talking about the other predators and shit, but guess who introduced you to the predator? Your mama.
Facts. Oh man, we forgot one. Khalees. We gotta add Khalees. We gotta throw that.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
In there. We gotta throw that one in there. Yes, sir. Salute to my Lil Eden Ernest. What's going on, fam? What's going on? Word. But guys, let's get back to this video right here, yo. Let's hit this little ungrateful monkey, yo.
You said I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up, because when you hear people say, get the anger out your heart. Oh man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying. It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue, because that is your voice on that audio. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother.
All right, so that's pretty much what she said about Kevin Hart right there, though, guys. And then she started to go into this whole spiel about Tyler Perry, which she was correct about. You know what I mean? Her heresy means they mix in a little bit of the truth, but then they cloud their agenda in it. You know what I mean? Her agenda was all Tyler Perry and proving that she was right about him through these years. That's how narcissists and that's how ungrateful people is. They'll harp on some shit that they have in their bag that they know they right about. They'll keep bringing that up. Instead of getting over that shit, she addressed it. She should have been past that shit and on to the win if she had real skills and real talent. You know what I mean? But when you lack real skills and real talent, all you left with is to harp on shit in the past. But
hey, bro.
Yep.
Hey, bro. I remember, I think it was on the other show you did, when you had her on the couch. Damn, who was she talking about? I think she was talking about all this other shit. But remember how she reached out to T.S. Madison?
Yeah. Yes.
So you reached out to a gay man. Video. You reached out to a gay man to talk to a gay man.
Because I love Monique as a big sister. I think she was wrong.
My bad. We'll get back to that.
You see what I'm saying? But then you called D.L. Hughley a gay man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? you reach out, these are your friends and your sister or whatever, because she was calling him or her, but you call a man a gay dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, hold on, Five. My guy right here, James. Salute, James. He said, I haven't seen my 2 daughters since 2018. Fuck my baby mother. Hold on. With that said, you got salute to my guy, James. Yo, you already know what it is, yo. About 5,000. My bad, 5,000. I just saw that. I just had that. You know your boy, bro. I'm retarded.
Yeah. It's all good. But you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, man, how these black women be having these homeboys that's gay on tap, right? You know what I'm saying? But then they constantly try to
shame
talk about you and shame you or humiliate you, calling you gay when you don't agree with their narratives and they shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to bring up, the Baltimore gay dude, but you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker is infatuated with pedos and gay shit, but nigga, when you let a nigga talk, they end up telling on themselves, nigga, your little brother is gay.
Oh,
so how come you don't make shows about the little nigga?
Oh man, god damn. Yeah, you ain't shit for that 5. You ain't shit for that 5.
You know what I'm saying? Since we holding niggas accountable and shit, since you's a mentor and you the smartest nigga on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn.
You ain't
Rainbow,
shit for that,
Rainbow Bright, nigga.
God damn it, you. God damn it, you.
Okay, man, Willie over there, Mike.
But I'm a faggot though, you know. Sometimes niggas be projecting. Niggas be in this space projecting, yo. But that's never here, never there. 5,000. We talking about these ungrateful bitches that be raising.
Well,
niggas
I just mentioned one, but you know what I'm saying. Let's get back to Monique though.
All right. So you know what I mean. Michael Blackson, he chimed in like how he chimed in. He was one of the first ones to chime in when Cat Williams went on Club Shay Shay. So Michael Blackson, he chimed in after Monique went on, and this is what he had to say, gang, right here. You know what I mean? And again, like I say, talent get to speak up. Talent don't gotta sit around and let people bully them or intimidate them. You know what I mean? And my boy Michael Blackson, he got some talent, bro.
I love Monique. She's one of the most talented and hardest working women on the planet. I met her back in the day on the set of Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam. We taped the same show, but mine's didn't air. But I'll explain why later. After my performance, Monique came to me and told me how funny I was and asked me to come headline her comedy club she had in Baltimore. I loved her for that. We later worked on HBO Snaps together and even did some HBO Snaps tour together. She's the best big sister you can have. As much as I love Monique as a big sister, I think she was wrong for mentioning.
Now, mind you, this is Michael Blackson. He said big sister. He ain't say my mother, you my mother. He said big sister. Now that is more believable than the shit she sat there on that couch and said Kevin Hart said, which was Kevin Hart called her his mom's like a mother.
And Kevin, her interview. Me and Kev has bumped heads in the past, but wrong is wrong. I will explain. Monique even said in her interview how Kev invited her to his podcast 2 years ago when no one was fucking with her. He even wrote her a check when she was down. Plus, he even made phone calls to some of the people she had issues with, but that didn't work. At some point, Kev's manager got involved, but a manager's job is to keep his client out of the bullshit, and that's what Dave Becky did. Monique, you can't say Kev didn't try to help you. Monique called Kev a gatekeeper, but he tried to open the gate for her, and they told the midget, mind your business. She should have thanked him for trying. Shay Shay mentioned the word gatekeeper, and then she mentioned Kev. I don't think in this situation he was a gatekeeper because he tried to open the gate, but the gate was too tall. Ghost or not, shit, he tried. You can help someone 1,000,000 times, but that one time you can't help them is what they will remember.
That's a fact, bro. You can help somebody 1,000,000 times, but that one time you can't help them is the only thing they remember, bro. They don't remember the 1,000,000 times. They remember the one time, and that's sad. That's fucked up. And that's exactly, he right. He spot on. He checked her. What y'all got to say on that, you guys? What y'all feel about that? He spot on with that shit right there.
Yeah, that shit is 100. Like, but again, we always got to look at any issues in the black community as, you know, remnants of matriarchy, cause that's some female shit. That'd be like, you know, Goodbread looked out for me 100 times. The one time he couldn't do some shit, like, nah, I can't. Every time I ask you for something, it's some bullshit. Like, what you mean every time, nigga? You just helped me 100 times. How I'ma look saying the one time you ain't got it? I think like see, that's some female shit, like, and that's what it is, and nobody ever wants to say that, but that's where that shit comes from. That's some woman shit. Cause like your baby mother could put you on child support, alienate you, get you locked up, get your license suspended, but let whatever she's stealing from you from the state not be enough, and she can't get some other nigga to do the shit. She gonna come ask you for it, and then look at you crazy when you don't want to do it.
Right. And wonder why. Like, I tell dudes that all of the time, bro. Once she take you to child support or some bullshit, you already know it's nothing else you really had to speak to her about. It's no more conversation with her now. Now you get your visitation, rip that picture that she's trying to portray, because now she gotta have the kid and portray and paint you out as the deadbeat. Take that away from her by putting papers on the bitch. You know what I mean? Get your visitation. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't let the kid not be doing good. Then they gonna want to blame you. Like, bitch, you the one that's in charge. You making all the decisions. So if your decisions that you may have bad outcomes, you can't put that shit on the father.
That's a fact. If you do not let that kid have any male masculine influence, then everything else is your fault. That's your fault. The kid need the both. But let's listen to what Michael Blackson said, yo, and then we get the fuck out of here, yo.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question, man, as far as that father dynamic when it comes to being alienated by the mom and whatever, right? Because when it comes to talking bad about your baby mama, how come it's always somebody telling you not to talk bad about your baby mama, but they never tell this bitch not to talk bad about you?
Our society already programmed, it conditions them. Society conditions everybody to hate man. You already know, so it be in them. It be in 80 to 95% of these bitches, it be in them to have a fucked up story about a man through the shit they intake from TV. You know, already our imagery as fathers, as black fathers, as men on TV, our imagery is not good. And they intake and they consume the most of that bullshit. You know what I mean? So that's where it starts from. Then you got their moms who never kept a good relationship or kept any masculinity around them. She ain't fitting to tell them how great a man is. So that's where they get it from. And it's man and woman. Man and woman come up with this disdain for masculinity, bro. Niggas don't want to be niggas, bro. And women want to be niggas. That's the crazy shit.
Right, but I mean, you went down another street. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You touched on it, but you went down another street. Though I'm talking about like how motherfuckers will tell you not to talk bad about that baby mama because they don't want the child to hear it, but there's never a filter when it comes to this bitch and her family talking bad about you in front of the child. You know what I mean? Right. It even the court system itself, right? When they see that the father has an upper hand, or they see the bitch in the wrong, they'll express to you for the best interest of the child. Yes. But they never they never say that to her. Because if she thought about the best interest of the child, at what point do you take a father away from a child and thinking that's in the best interest of that child? You see what I'm saying?
I can answer that for you. What it is it's all economic, right? Because the court system, they know that these bitches are bad parents, but that's what they want. Because typically, right, that's their business model. If they leave no child with this woman, she's gonna raise the daughter to want to do the same thing and then bring when she has a child, bring that father to the system. The son will be raised to get caught up in that system or end up in jail. So it's a business model for them. So that's why they pretend like they don't see what's going on. It was never really about the best interest of the child. They even had a case, where these women sued child support, and child support told them that the money's not for them, that the money's for the state. So that whole system is set up on bullshit. And anybody that tells you that dumb shit, take that shit as a gift, because that's them telling on themselves. That's somebody that you shouldn't trust, and you never turn your back on. Like, don't give them no information that you don't want to be public. Like, anybody that's just in this day and age, anybody that's going to tell you that dumb shit, it's like they telling on themselves. Like, that's a gift from the man upstairs telling you to keep an eye on that person and stay away from them as best you can.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
man. And that's why I be stressing, man, as far as men doing the paperwork themselves, because what you're gonna find is your case better than anybody, because you know what you've been through, you know what you done documented, you know what kind of shit you done found or whatever, evidence, whatever, right? So you'll find yourself having to convey this shit to a lawyer, which this lawyer is not emotionally invested in your case like you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is that lawyer will contact her lawyer, and then they'll get to talking, and then they might make friends with each other, or they might already know each other, or they know some people that know each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they really give a fuck about your situation like that, because they already won, because they got your money. What else are they? What else are they going to get out of this? But to settle the case. You know what I'm saying? They're going to settle the case and move on to the next one. And they probably got a caseload and other motherfuckers waiting, and they probably just want to get your shit out the way or hold your shit back so they can go handle some other shit and then get back to your shit later. You know what I'm saying? And if you ever find a motherfucker having to refresh your case, like, remind me of this again, that means they wasn't even invested in your shit in the first place. Bingo. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
Right. But
Bingo.
I will tell you this, right? And this is free game. This is $10,000 advice. So for y'all that's ear hustling, y'all can hit Mr. Goodbread super chat for this. What I'm gonna say is, your initial filing has to be with an attorney, because if you don't want to file your first set of paperwork, especially if you're going for custody, because what they'll do is they'll dismiss it based on some procedural violation. So your initial filing needs to be done through an attorney. You can drop the attorney like after that, because more than likely the first time around you're not going to get what you want. So then you can refile for a change of circumstance. That portion you can do on your own. But your initial filing, you want to be done through an attorney, so the court won't just dismiss you with a procedural violation, because they'll make claims that you didn't file this paperwork and you violated this procedure, and then because you don't know, you're not an attorney, you can't go up to the bar association and say well, this was a procedural violation. So that's how they get you. Even if you follow all the paperwork, they'll throw the shit out saying that you missed a step. So your initial filing, you always want to be done through an attorney. Plus, when you give them a retainer, if your initial filing gets dismissed due to procedural violation, you can sue that attorney for your retainer back. So the chances of them throwing out your initial filing when you go through an attorney is more than likely not going to happen. So your follow-up petition can be done without an attorney.
Good shit, yo. Good shit, y'all. Take that
Hey,
game, pick it up.
Hey, what would you call your follow-up petition?
It depends. It can be change in circumstance. Change in circumstance can be anything. Because again,
like a modification.
Well, yeah, modification. Well, it depends. Modification, they're not going to change anything. Remember, you gotta be. They play with these words. So modify just means that, all right. Let's say you got every other weekend, right?
Yeah.
But now you want full custody. You can't file a modification because they'd have to change custody in order for you to have primary. So if you make the mistake of filing for a modification, what they'll do is, all right, you got every other weekend. We'll give you an extra Friday on your every other weekend. Because you specifically asked to modify, not change custody.
Terminate.
So you gotta be real careful with what you ask for.
So your initial filing, your initial petition is an ex parte.
No, your follow-up position can be an ex parte. Your initial needs to be done through an attorney. And as a father, you always ask for primary custody. You tell them you want primary physical custody and legal decision making, and let the court deny you. Because that way, if anything goes wrong with the child, you could always come back and say, well, listen, I filed for primary custody. You refuse to give it to me. How they get you is when the bitch fucks up, they say, well, you just wanted visitation, because what do dudes always say? Oh, I want to see my kid. Fuck seeing your kid. You're the father. You want to be the one to make the decisions for the child and how their life is going to turn out. So you got to be real careful with the words.
Yeah.
Game. All right, y'all. Let's go on and wrap this thing on up. Let's get back to some comedy. My boy Michael Blackson, he has some shit to say to Cat Williams. You know what I mean? Let's get into that.
I mean, this is how you end up with a Michael Blackson who's a real African doing a fake African accent. Okay, this guy is mad at me. All I did was give him the best advice of his life. Remember, he was wearing dirty dashikis, and I told him he needed to dress to be in the position that he's trying to say that he's in. And if you're the African king of comedy, sir, there's actually comedians in Africa doing comedy. If you're going to say that, you got to go to Africa and get a school, dude. Everybody got, you got to put in some work. And these guys, they take my advice, they change their whole persona, and then they hate me for it. And generally, I'm just too big to comment or make a statement.
Cat Williams, nigga. I call that nigga Cat Williams. That nigga laughed so good, you almost convinced me that what he said about me was true. Talking about my real African with a fake accent. That nigga. He's a fake pig with a real perch. You gonna talk about he told me to build a school. Who the randomly tell his friend to build a school? That's like me telling this fat nigga build a gym. Lying nigga talking about he read 3,000 books a year. Nigga, for real? The only thing that nigga read 3,000 times was Miranda Rice. But that nigga got more mugshots than Bobby Brown. Talk about
Boy, Blackson ain't playing with this nigga Cat Williams though, bro. But y'all, we gonna go on and wrap this show on up. Modern women, black women, to be specific. Monique, to even narrow it down, shows how ungrateful black women are towards men. What do you got for that, Face Facts?
Listen, man, anything that you're willing to give a black woman, you gotta consider that shit that you willing to drop on the floor and just throw away. You're not gonna get a return, and they feel entitled to anything that you give them. So don't expect gratitude. You're only playing yourself.
That's a fact.
For real.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Man.
Real accurate on that one, Face Facts, yo. And salute to you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for spending time with us, man. Thank you for all your knowledge and your game. Thank you, bro. 5,000, man. Go on and wrap it up, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, hopefully y'all don't know some Moniques, but unfortunately we know some Moniques in our lives and shit like that, man. And the thing is, man, a lot of black women take us for granted. That's why they can use them, your mama and your black, and you know what I'm saying? If they don't like you, they can give you the insults and shit like that or whatever, right? Whatever to put you in line, to keep you in line, because some way, some reason, they feel like they have some ownership over you. You know what I'm saying? And I heard some shit talking about gatekeepers. Well, they think they're the gatekeepers of the black community. You know what I'm saying? And I know, like, on these podcasts and shit, niggas be talking every day about relationships and marriage and all this submissiveness and femininity, and trying to talk this black bitch into being the woman that they love, or the woman that they want, or whatever in their lives and shit like that, right? And the thing is, the conversations are always off. You know what I mean? That nobody's ever on the same page. So if this is the woman for you, why does your conversation never align? Only when you talk about struggle and racism and depression and all kind of shit like that do your conversation flow. But the moment you start pointing to their downfalls or their wrongdoings and shit like that, then it's what about this? What about that? And then, you know what I'm saying? And then they want to talk about other nationalities when we talking about black people. And we talking about our relationships and the shit that goes on amongst us. You see what I'm saying? So if we gonna keep doing this shit, we might as well have a different class of people. We might as well have white people, Asian people, Indian people, black men, and black women. And we need to separate. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, man, it just seems like, you know what I'm saying, we taking each other for granted. And, we always gonna be there for each other. And then, you got, dudes talking about going abroad and fucking with non-black women when they can fuck with non-black women right here in America. And then these black women, they think that all these white men want them, but it's very few. And you could have different commercials, and you can have commercials and shit portraying like there's a flock of white men marrying black women and all that type of shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could do whatever the fuck you want to do, but there's more black men fucking with more black women than anything. You know what I'm saying? So you can just kill that right there. But the thing is, we do need to separate. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't understand how it's so many motherfucking YouTube videos and YouTube shorts about, and it seems like they have a disdain for us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like the black man is not good enough. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the ratchet bitches that just go to the lowest type of nigga you could think of. Wanting a killer and wanting a scammer, or wanting a nigga that just got out of jail and shit. Like, you gotta have felonies to fuck with him and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's just a gumbo pot of bullshit, and it's just weird, man. And the only way to figure this shit out is to separate yourself from this bullshit, man, and just step back and like, you know what I'm saying? Like that old saying, you miss shit when it's gone.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That shit you took for granted, you'll miss it when it's gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we need to separate ourselves, man, and see where the chips may fall. If all these motherfucking white men want you, niggas, please step out the way and see what happens.
And that's a fact, Five, man. Yo, man, Five, I'm gonna give you your roses while you here. Yo, man, I appreciate you. I learned a lot from you, man. I love you, bro. You already know, man.
I love you too, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, man, you're a good-hearted dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, man, I see you as I'm gonna do a Monique on you, man. I see you as my little brother.
Yo, that's what's up, yo. I see you as my big bro. I ain't
Yeah,
even gonna
yeah.
hold you, bro. I steal everything from you, bro. Like, you know, and I put my own little spin to it sometimes. Sometimes it's just so raw. I just take it as it is, and I just say I regurgitate it, and I appreciate you for that, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean? But wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly. Do not play with y'all life, man. Word up, man, yo. Y'all already know what it is. This is the righteous fair. This is the space where, yo, we encourage that you tell us how good life is treating you. We want to hear the goodness in life. This is that space that allow you to come and brag about your success. Because if you doing the work, then you getting the results. And you need to be able to talk about it. You don't need to hide it. Just because motherfuckers ain't working on themselves, you gotta hide the work you put in on yourself. Hell no. Come to the righteous fair, yo. We getting it in. Salute to y'all, man. We'll check y'all later, man.
Peace.
You are not niggers. You are not coons. You may smoke reefer and drink wine and do crazy, wicked things, but you are not a wicked person by nature. You have lent yourself to wickedness, but you are a divine creature that must now come into the knowledge and power of your own divinity. And no preacher can resurrect you into your divinity. It takes God himself to bring you into your own divine nature. So we're not dealing with prophets. We have walked out of prophet teaching. This is the time and the presence of God. So I don't talk about God will come. God is already here. And he's working in me to resurrect you to your divine nature.